On everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're looking at the NASCAR picks for Sunday's O'Reilly 500 at Texas Motor Speedway, 3 p.m. Eastern Time start. So let's get right into it. As always, appreciate it if you like on the video and subscribe if you have not already, and also the bell icon if you want to be the first ones to watch whenever I post. And I am very excited for this race, and then next week finally we're getting baseball back. I'll be doing daily baseball content probably. Might take like a couple of days off every now and then, but baseball daily, NBA daily, and then weekly NASCAR and weekly probably PGA videos going forward. So let's get started with this race by looking back at how these drivers have done in recent races here. One name absolutely jumps off the page, and that's Kevin Harvick. 3 wins in the last 6 races, 5 out of 6 top 5s, all 6 top 10s, average finish of 2.83, which is absolutely insane, and a 125.8 driver rating. Leads the field by far. And then behind him, you have Ryan Blaney, second in driver rating at 106.1, average finish of 11.67, 2 top 5s for him. Logano's done well here, 3 top 5s. Eric Jones, 3 top 5s, average finish of 9th. Almirola's done pretty well, only 1 top 5, but 3 top 10s and average finish of 13th. It's decent. He's starting at the pole though, so you're going to need him to lead some laps. He only has led 65 laps here, but he hasn't started at the pole at any of them. But looking at laps led, it's Kevin Harvick laps the field by far at 498, then Ryan Blaney at 233, and Kyle Busch, although he's been awful this year. Some of the top drivers that haven't done too well here have been Brad Keselowski, just 1 top 5 in 6 races. Hamlin does have a win, but just an 82 driver rating and an average finish of 20th, including that win. Bowman's been okay here, 1 top 5 in 4 races. Stenhouse, 0 top 5, 0 top 10s. He's kind of struggled here, as has Ryan Newman, just 4 top 20s, 0 top 5s or top 10s. So those are just some guys you might want to be a little bit lower the field on. And then for value plays, it doesn't really matter about how they finish. You're really just looking at starting points and hoping for some place differential upside. So you can still see Ty Dillon, Michael McDowell. They've been okay here, and you're not gonna ever see them jump off the page at any recent tracks or stuff. But you could play them on Draftkings and Fanduel this week just because they're pretty cheap and starting in the back. But at the top end drivers, I love Kevin Harvick as my favorite. Then I'd probably go with on Draftkings pricing. Kevin Harvick is my favorite at 11.3. Then I would probably go Joey Logano just because he's very cheap at 95. And then I like Truex, Elliott, and then Hamlin. Christopher Bell is going to be another talking point. He's at 9,100. If you play Christopher Bell, you're probably going to have to sacrifice like a Dominator maybe, or a guy that can lead a lot of laps. But I think you could play him. He's not 11,000 like he was the last couple of weeks. It's just ridiculous how many times he's starting in the 30s. Looking back at his DraftKings recent races, he's been 34th, 35th, 17th, 36th, 35th, 36th, 32nd, 27th, 35th. He just can't catch a break at the starting position. But he's still been able to get into the top 10 a good amount of times, 6 times. And I think you could play him, but you have Jimmy Johnson right there. You have Ryan Blaney cheaper, Eric Jones cheaper, so I don't think he's a must play. But I'm going to start with plugging in Kevin Harvick. I expect him to win. I expect him to lead a bunch of laps. So he's probably going to be my main guy that I think will dominate and lead a lot of the laps in this one. And then I like Jimmy Johnson a lot. He's 9,000. People that just look at box scores, they might not be on him just because they see 17th, 18th, 16th, 21st, 13th, 16th, and 10th in his recent finishes. He's gotten unlucky a bunch of times against, most notably in Kentucky, where he should have at least placed top 5. But he's done well here. He has 2 top 5s and a win in the last 6 races. And then for his career in 33 races, he has 7 wins here and 16 top 5s. So basically half the time in his career, he's finished in the top 5. Harvick has also done amazing here. So I think starting with those two is a great way to go. Both have a bunch of experience. Both are veterans in NASCAR. So, and you got a guy starting at the top that can lead some laps, and then maybe if Jimmy Johnson can lead some laps, maybe in stage 2 or stage 3. So nice balance there. And then for some other mid-range plays that I'm really looking at, I really do like Eric Jones again. He has done very well at this track. I've showed you guys the results for him. He has 3 top 5s and an average finish of 9th. If that happens again, he will probably make the optimal if he finishes in the top 10, just because he's starting 23rd. And he's done that. He's done well over the course of the season. Recently, it's also just like Jimmy Johnson, a lot of low places, finishing spots, but some of that's not his fault. He got like rear-ended by Tyler Reddick in one of the races, and then just I think he had like some problem with an engine or something like that in one of the races. So it's been a little bit unlucky. I'm really expecting him to go in this one to finish in the top 10, and at 8,600, I'll still pay that price for him. And then I think in the below 8,000, Tyler Reddick would be my favorite, followed by Clint Boyer, and then Cole Custer with that surprising win last week. Below 7,000, I would go Austin Dillon is just too cheap. He has 7 top 10s this year. Nobody else in this range is even close to that. He's also starting 21st, so you got place differential upside, also ability to finish in the top 10. Now that they priced up McDowell, I mean, I would go with Dillon over McDowell just because he's in the better car, better driver. But McDowell's been well. You could play him as another cheap play. Also, Ty Dillon at 6,700 been playing well recently, racing well recently, and I think like Ty Dillon, if you look at his stats, 5th. Well, that doesn't really count as the All-Star Open. 16th, 14th, 23rd. So at least he's been able to move into the top like 20 in some of these races recently. And then if you want to go, probably the cheapest I would go is uh, Chris Boucher. I don't think I would play anybody below him. I'll probably play John Hunter Nemechek before I play Boucher, though, just because he's starting 12 spots back. But I think these 4 give you pretty good upside. You have a guy that can lead a bunch of laps here, and then you got 3 guys that can move up, all finish in the top 10, hopefully, or at least in the top 15. And maybe some of these guys can lead some laps like Eric Jones or Jimmy Johnson. So that's the Draftkings breakdown for this one. I will go ahead and touch on my Fanduel plays as well. Fanduel, no surprise that Kevin Harvick is the most expensive driver. And he's followed by Denny Hamlin, Truex, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano. Still start with Kevin Harvick just because I expect him to just win the race. Has the best odds, and he's been the best driver this year. And this has been one of the best tracks for him. And then I think below, like, I have no problem playing Ryan Blaney starting second. I think, pairing him and Kevin Harvick, you hope that both of them can lead like 90% of the race, and that can definitely happen. If you want to play Almirola, you can. I think he might be really popular this week just because he's starting at the pole and he's looked well recently. In that case, you could go back, you could fade him because the last thing you want to do is play like a chalk Almirola and then have him get passed by Ryan Blaney in the first like 5 laps. But I think he's a good play. I probably won't have him just because I like Eric Jones better, starting 10th, at 10,000, starting 23rd, and he's been better than Almirola at this track by far. And then I like Jimmy Johnson at 8,800. Also like Christopher Bell on FanDuel at 9,000. Tyler Reddick is also in play, 85. Cole Custer is a little expensive. I mean, I prefer Jimmy Johnson to him. And then below 7,000, you still have, right at 7,000, you have Austin Dillon, looks good. And then you have FanDuel, you might want to go Michael McDowell or Ty Dillon over Austin Dillon just because they're starting back. But I like Austin Dillon, I like Mike McDowell, and I like Ty Dillon as cheap value plays that can move up. And that's pretty much it for this week. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and good luck this week.